Well, first of all, beautiful weather, great day for some football. It always is, but today was really special. So appreciate the weather, appreciate the turnout. There was a tremendous amount of fans and family and friends and students and recruits, signees, and so I think one of the bigger crowds I've seen for a spring game was tickled to death to come out the thing healthy. That's the number one thing. You know, you got 22 bodies on the field each play that are lumberjacks, and you want to see them all get up after every snap, and we were able to do that. Saw some good things out of some guys that we're used to seeing it. Jerrell Wimbley with a couple touchdowns, and I thought Brian Meyer threw the ball around really well with that one offense. So all in all, just a positive day. We've still got some work to do yet. We've got another week of spring ball, 3 more practices, and we'll watch this one tomorrow and keep putting one foot in front of the other, trying to get better, ready for this 2023 season.
Had a little bit of fanfare, people were able to select season tickets, you had swag, but the main thing that you had a little headway in is bringing in the mayors of Nacogdoches and Lufkin. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. With this Graylan Spring game, we always have some guest coaches, and gracious enough to have Mark Hicks come up from Lufkin, taking on Jimmy Mize from Nacogdoches, and on this day, Nacogdoches got the best of Lufkin, so the purple team won, but those guys had a lot of fun, I think, calling 4th down calls, field goals, making those kind of decisions, and I'm sure there'll be some bragging rights and some teasing between those two guys and the two towns over the next year.
Media, I turn it over to you.
Coach, you lost some playmakers. Just how confident are you in some new playmakers stepping up this year to take on some of those roles?
Time will tell on that. I think we'll be a totally different team. We did lose, obviously, graduate some great firepower with a 10,000-yard quarterback and record-setting all-time great wide receiver and several other really good players in that senior class, and so that's part of life in football, and that's you coach them all up, and that's why the reps will pay off for some of these young guys that have been putting in their time, and it's going to be their time to shine this fall. We've still got work to do there, but I think you'll see us be able to spread the ball around a little bit better and maybe be a little bit more complete instead of just 1 or 2 trick pony. I think we'll be able to maybe be a little bit more efficient by spreading the thing around next fall.
Well, Coach, you lost a veteran quarterback. Which of these quarterbacks is kind of translating the success and practice to out here for you?
I've been pleased with our quarterback play this spring. Obviously, Preston Weeks, he's been out all spring with an injury, so he's not had any reps. Brian Meyer's really, I think, done a good job running with the ones, and showed that today. Made some really nice throws, and Dalton McAlay out of Kilgore, he's really come on, and he's pushing hard. Blake Short has had a good spring. Those two guys are really battling right now for that 3 spot, and so I thought both of them had some good moments today as well.
How excited are you to be back out in spring ball this year?
Oh, it's always fun. You love coaching. Coaching is a great profession, but it's even better when you're out on the grass and able to coach and compete. And spring's a lot of fun. There's not a lot of pressure. You can just go out there each and every day. You can tinker with some stuff, try some new stuff, and just you're getting to see your players develop and compete on a daily basis, and you go through off season, you get tired of that, and you get to come out and do this. It's a lot of fun, and then days like today are really special, just with the great turnout, great weather, and getting to, like I say, honor Graylan Spring today and his family, and come out with a very successful Graylan Spring game.
Speak a little bit on your scholarship recipient for the Graylan Spring scholarship, Lawton Rikel.
Right, there's a tremendous amount of money raised in Graylan's honor, and the family has established a scholarship to honor him, and that is given to a lumberjack that exemplifies what Graylan stood for and what he was about, and his daily walk, in and out of the locker room. He was just a fantastic, really special human being, and Lawton Rikel was the first recipient of that scholarship, and that was a very moving ceremony we had at our family banquet earlier today between the family and Lawton, and I don't think there's a dry eye in the room, and that was a great honor for Lawton, and I know he'll wear that, carry that responsibility well, because he's exact makeup that Graylan was, and just a fantastic human being. So what a wonderful way to honor that young man that lost his life, and we will for years to come.
And Coach, you mentioned you're trying to develop players. Let's talk about the depth you're trying to develop this season.
Well, I think you'll see that, this is year 5, and so this will be the first year we're going into it with a full 63 scholarships, with a mess that we inherited with NCAA stuff and everything. So we're excited to be fully funded and have a, full, what do you call it, the barrel full. So we're excited to go out there and ready to fire all the bullets is what I was trying to say. But in terms of speaking to our depth, we had our single digits that were awarded. That's something that is voted on by the players. 7 of our single digit recipients were one-time walk-ons here. And so I think that speaks to the depth of our program, that guys that walked on here without a scholarship have not only earned scholarships but worked into a leadership captain role. And so when you've got 7 of your single digit guys that have that makeup to them, I think we're in a good spot when it comes to depth.
Last one from me. Xavier Gibson, BJ Thompson, looking at the next upcoming weeks. You got some chance to produce some East Texas legends into the National Football League. Talk about the impact that they've had on the program and how exciting it is to know that you got potentially 2 Lumberjacks in the pros.
Yeah, those guys are, it's going to be an exciting week for them with the draft coming up, and they were sure fun to coach, and it's fun to see them around. It's kind of sad because they're not playing for us anymore, but it'll be a fun week for them. They've been all over the country. A lot of teams have had them in. I think you'll see BJ Thompson come off the board mid-rounds. Xavier Gibson, maybe a late-round guy, priority free agent. Sometimes it's even best not to be drafted there at the end so you can pick which team you go to in terms of making that 53-man roster. And so it's going to be an exciting week for them, and then it's time to go to work. OTAs is around the corner, and it's going to be fun. They're going to represent this school and this program well in the National Football League.
Our last question for you is, your goal is to win the conference this upcoming season. What is it going to take for y'all to be that successful this season?
I think we've got to continue to develop. We're nowhere near where we need to be. It's a really tough conference with, the United Athletic Conference now combining 2 good conferences with the WAC and the ASUN. And so it's going to be important that we're ready to play week in, week out. We've got to get better each and every week, through from now till then. It's not just when fall camp starts, but I think the team that improves the most throughout the season, continues to get stronger, make less and less mistakes as the year goes on. That'll be the team that hoists a trophy and orders the rings when the thing's all said and done, and we're hoping it's the Lumberjacks.
We had a long spring, and I've been missing the past 2 months.
You scored 2 touchdowns out here. How did it feel to get back into that end zone?
Shoot, the end zone I felt real good. I've been debating lately if I still had it or not, but I still got it.
Talk about the turnout here, seeing all the fans, all the people show up. What does that mean to you?
So it really means a lot for people to come out here and support us. Every day we're going hard. So when game day comes, it's good that we have people out here supporting us.
Coach mentioned that y'all are trying to work on depth. Just how are you trying to help lead some of these younger running backs?
I'm just trying to make sure everybody doing the right thing on and off the field, make sure they take care of business. If they need help, anything, plays, give them school.
You had an amazing freshman campaign going into now this year. How do you specifically plan on trying to carry the momentum that you started in WAC, at a WAC championship season, to now into a UAC type of season?
For one, I just gotta stay focused and locked in. What I gotta do to really just stay humble and God.
Coach mentioned that he's trying to develop depth out here. Just what do you see from some of these guys out here that are coming up?
I do like a lot of new people that we have. Kyon, and we got another running back named Jay Stewart. They come in. I feel like they're gonna make a big impact in the game. Nate, left tackle Nate, I like him, pretty nice. So I just feel like the new guys that come in, they're gonna give us 1 more game.
How special was it as a team being able to honor Graylan?
So it was a big honor, man. Like I said, Graylan, he was like my rocket, really. So I used to talk to him every day, and we used to chop it up a lot. So really, it's nice to see how everybody out here supporting this game, and after him, and them giving out a scholarship to one of the players. It's an honor for them.
It's an honor to be out here, especially seeing the amount of people that showed up to the spring game this time. I've been here 7 years, and I've never seen the crowd that packed for the spring game, especially. And Graylan Spring game, it's a big honored to be a part of this team, and to be out here with my family. You can't top that feeling.
And you said you're 7-year. Just how are you trying to help some of these newer guys get up to speed since coach is trying to develop some depth?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like the grandpa of the group, so I kind of take care of everybody, and I try to be that leader. I try to do everything how I want people to see me. I want them to kind of follow what I do in certain situations. Being here as long as I have, I've had the privilege of seeing a whole bunch of people who did great things after college, and people who haven't. You know what I'm saying? So to be that leader is kind of what I'm playing.
Y'all are in a new conference. What do you feel like it will take for y'all to be successful in the conference and maybe win the whole thing?
So to be successful in this conference, I feel like we have all the tools that we need. Really all it comes down to is how are people handling things that aren't on the field as well, as far as like academics and people staying eligible, people staying healthy, taking care of their bodies, just doing things that we usually do just at a high level. Because when you want to be a champion, you got to be doing things at a championship level at all times. It can't just be a sometimes thing or on the field type thing.
You lost the quarterback to yourself. What are you seeing from these new quarterbacks out here this year in spring?
A lot of heart. It's like there's no set position. Nobody's going to be like the for sure starter. So it's just good to see everybody competing, for that spot. Because when Trey left, everybody knew that spot's on the table, and what brings the most to the table is what's going to get it.
Josh, on a more emotional note, a few months ago you had an instrumental part in planning the vigil for Graylan, and now to see all of this, to now having Graylan being honored in this way for as long as Carthel said, as long as he's coached, this game's going to be named in there. Talk about kind of how it feels for honoring him that way and seeing all the effort that you put in order to remember Graylan from now.
Yeah, so Graylan was like a little brother of mine. We spent a lot of time together, especially both being receivers. We were always in the same room all the time, studying film together. So when, that tragedy happened, I just felt like it was kind of I just felt like something needed to be done as far as like, can't just let it go unnoticed. Like I felt like he had to be, remembered in a good way and, sent off in a good way. So, the vigil was like a perfect opportunity to do that, to kind of put a block on what his life meant to everybody and kind of where it can go from there. And you see how many people showed up. And, with his family, he had, I don't know how many people, but they were deep into it. That's just good to see, especially, being Graylan Spring game now. Like, it's just crazy to see how, young men just like that can have a bigger impact on people.
And it's great to be back out here. Playing football is like nothing else. It's just really, really fun to be out here with your teammates and just play the game that you love. So I really enjoyed it today.
What does it mean to you to receive the scholarship to honor Graylan?
Man, personally, it's one of the biggest honors I've ever gotten to have in my life. Just knowing Graylan personally, knowing who he was, and having such a good relationship like I did with him, I mean, it means the world just to be able to represent him and who he was as a person. And it's something I'm going to have to live out for the rest of the season, especially on the football field. I got a big name I got to live up to. So, like I said, it's one of the biggest things I've ever done in my life, and I'm really appreciative for it. So.
Now we're going to a new conference. What do you feel like it's going to take to be successful, maybe pull out a win and win the conference?
I think it just ultimately comes back down to us as a team, whether we can gel really good, whether we're doing our job correctly, and that goes back out to the practice field every day, how we're practicing and how we carry ourselves. So I feel like if we do all that, we'll be able to do just fine in the new conference.
You lost the veteran quarterback. Now you have. What have you seen from these guys out here in the spring from all the different quarterbacks?
Yeah, we lost Trey, and best of luck to him. He's a really talented quarterback for us. But Brian and Preston and Blake and Dalton, all these new guys, it's been really fun to see them be able to sing around the pigskin a little bit, see what they can do. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what we do with them. We got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different stuff. So just as a receiver, I'm excited to see all these quarterbacks be able to throw the ball to me. So yeah, it's really fun.